Hello, Seattle hockey fans. Welcome to another edition of Locked On Kraken. It's another Seattle Kraken After Dark episode, so my apologies for that. But hey, it's still Tuesday. It's Turbo Tuesday. We're going to hear from Turbo later in the show and some other players getting ready for Chicago at Climate Pledge Arena. But this episode is going to be focused on the prospects. So we're going to take you to Big Ten men's hockey and AHL action in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's coming up on Locked on Kraken.
You are Locked on Kraken, your daily podcast on the Seattle Kraken, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We are the Seattle Kraken.
Hey, what do you say, Seattle hockey fans? Again, I am your host, Erica Lindsay Ayala. You are listening to Locked on Kraken. That is part of the Locked On Podcast Network. And on today's episode, I'm going to take you first to the Big Ten. We are going to follow up with Matty Beniers. If you are a longtime listener, you know that quite literally since the show started, I was on the Matty Beniers train. And we're going to keep up with the Seattle Kraken's first ever first round draft pick. He was picked second overall in the 2021 entry draft by the Seattle Kraken. The forward, the sophomore from Michigan, playing for the Wolverines. I should say he's from Boston and went to Michigan. I've talked about it on the show before, but he actually ends up at Michigan because he had committed to Harvard. COVID and the Ivy League, everything was shut down for COVID at Ivy League schools, all of their sports. I personally like how the Ivy League handled sports amidst and amid a worldwide pandemic, but that's neither here nor there. So Matty Beniers ends up going to Michigan, and then Michigan and Owen Power, Luke Hughes. I mean, it's that powerhouse. And we're going to talk a little bit about what Michigan is doing. But first, let's start with our guy. We're going to start with our guy. That's right, Matty Beniers. And you know, I've been high on Matty Beniers. I was asked to make some bold predictions or talk about the entry draft. Matty Beniers was my pick. Through and through was my pick. So let's see how he's doing. Here we go. Got a little graphic for you. And let me tell you what, Michigan hockey, they love promoting this guy. And why the heck not? Alternate captain, second week in a row. He's the Big Ten hockey first star of the week. What? And how's he doing it? Well, he's getting it done. 9 goals on the season is almost at his tally for all of last year. Now, obviously last year impacted by COVID, but good sign. Look at that. At Seattle Kraken, #GoBlue. Go Matty Beniers. Let's freaking go. Oh, wait, but the comparisons or the shout outs to the Seattle Kraken, they don't stop there. Look at this tweet. Michigan hockey, Matty Beniers becomes the first Wolverine since Jason Botterill. Not only is Jason Botterill he is the brother of Jen Botterill, who is now a commentator, but is an Olympian. But Jason Botterill, also the assistant general manager at where? Oh, Michigan hockey tells you the Seattle Kraken. So already the ties that bind, there was a lot of comps, and I've talked about it on the show before, a lot of comps between Matty Beniers and a young Ron Francis. What do you think about that? So, all right. So Matty's tearing it up. Let's see where he's at. I mentioned some of these guys, Owen Power, Luke Hughes, like just crushing it. Mackie Samoskevich, love to see it. But Matty Beniers, he is he leads the team in goals with 9 goals. and he's third in points overall. Now, here's what I think Seattle Kraken fans might like to see. If we look over on the goals, how is he scoring them? Oh, wait, on the power play. Hey, what do you say to that? He scored 6 of his 9 goals on the power play. Come on, give it to me. He's also blocking shots. He's up there with block shots for the team. Yeah, absolutely love to see it. And so Matty Beniers and the Wolverines are at the top of the table when it comes to the big. And so the Michigan Wolverines are sitting at the top of the table. They were in the power rankings, the number 1 team for both the USCHO poll and the USA Hockey poll. They were the first team in the country to get to 10 wins. They're at 10-2-0 on the season and are absolutely crushing it. So Matty Beniers, what did we talk about when it came to Matty Beniers? We talked about that he has a good hockey sense. We talked about how probably going to stay at that centerman position, a true centerman. You know, there was conversation, I know, about some other players, including William Eklund, you know, and what they would be in the NHL as compared to where they are now. But Matty Beniers seemed to fit the profile for the Seattle Kraken, particularly when it came to his hockey IQ, or what is perceived to be his hockey IQ, his leadership, being in the USA Hockey system, obviously leadership even as a young guy with the Michigan Wolverines. He's an alternate captain for that team. So it's great to see him tearing it up. It's great to see that he's scoring on the power play. Now, what that's going to translate to in the National Hockey League, who the heck knows? But I don't know. It's just fun to talk about the power play and not be in complete agony and misery. So thank you, Matty Beniers. 15 points on the season, 9 goals on the season, almost at his tally from last year. And the Wolverines are crushing it. And, you know, Matty did what everyone pretty much expected, even though he's like, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do what makes the most sense for me, talk about it with the Seattle Kraken on whether he would return to Michigan or come to Seattle. But he mentioned, and I think this is the great part, he mentioned really having an opportunity to go for a national championship with the Wolverines. He mentioned it a handful of times. And so even though he was saying all of the right things and hitting all the right tones, I picked it up, the auntie vibes. You know, some people call me auntie. It's a nickname I got. But the auntie vibes were strong. He just sounded a tinge more excited when he talked about the prospect of winning a national championship. And why the heck not? Not only is Michigan at the top of the table, not only do you get to win a national championship, but the Frozen Four. Where's the Frozen Four? It's in Massachusetts. I mean, if I had an opportunity to play for a title in essentially my hometown or my home state, yeah, heck yeah, I'd be excited about it. So we're going to keep an eye on Matty Beniers. We're going to keep an eye on a few other prospects we'll follow. But for this episode, we're going to focus again on Michigan and the Big Ten. And then we're also going to focus on the Charlotte Checkers. That's coming up next on Locked On Kraken. But right now, I'm going to tell you a great way to get rid of your clutter and get your TV together. Because does this sound familiar? You've got one device that lets you catch the game, another one that lets you stream your favorite shows, and then you're watching sports highlights on your phone, and you've got your neighbor's best friend's login for all the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get the entertainment that you love without the hassle. And a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before. So you can watch your favorite sports, your favorite movies, and your favorite shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes, no more need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, no annual contract. So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together. Get DirecTV Stream. You can find out more on directtv.com. That's directtv.com. Compatible device required. Content varies by package. As always, I want to thank you for making Locked On Kraken your first listen of the day. Whether you're winding down for the night, whether you're getting yourself up and motivated for the day, you're going to crush it at work, at the gym, whatever you got going on, I want to thank you for making Locked On Kraken a part of your ritual. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. All right. We talked about Maddie Beniers. We talked about the Michigan Wolverines. That's more of like a wolf or like a dog? I don't know. What kind of noise does you know what? We're going to workshop that, figure it out. We'll see what happens with Maddie Beniers down the road. Okay. What? It's that kind of night, folks. That kind of night. Let's do it. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about, that's Michigan again. Let's talk about the AHL, the American Hockey League. Shout out to Haley Moore, crushing it as always. We miss you over in what is now the PHF. But either way, here we go with the standings in the AHL. Now you will notice on these standings that at least right now, you don't see the Coachella Valley Firebirds. The team unveiled its logo. It's Fuego. Not quite literally, but I mean, in as literal in as there is a flame. Anyway, no Coachella Valley Firebirds. We are the Charlotte Checkers this season in conjunction with the Florida Panthers, of course. The Charlotte Checkers sitting in fourth place. They are 6-5-1, 13 points on the table, 542 win percentage. They have, they have goals against, they give up 34, goals for 41. So we're seeing, Matt Beniers is giving us power play goals. The Charlotte Checkers are giving us a positive goal differential. You absolutely love to see it. But who's crushing it? And are these some Seattle Kraken prospects or are there prospects from Florida? Well, let's go to the data. Skater stats. Who's at the top? None other than Alexander True. He is the only player for the Charlotte Checkers to be in double digits in points, has 12 points on the season. It's an even split, 6 goals, 6 assists for Alexander True. You can also see a few other names you might recognize. Cole Lind, Carson Trowinski, and Connor Carrick. Therefore, the Charlotte Checkers, but we don't want to leave the goalies out. It's always, and I do mean always, about the Tendy love. Joey Decord, obviously he was with us for a little while Chris Drieger was rehabbing and getting all his lower body injury and his kinks worked out. But Joey Decord has 5 games played. You see he's almost tapped in at 280 minutes in net. And he's got goals against average of 2.38, a save percentage of 0.919 on the season for the Charlotte Checkers. He's 3-2-0 for the Charlotte Checkers. Christopher Gibson is the other goaltender, and a little bit of a higher goals against. You see there at a 3.45 and a save percentage of still above 900. So that's what's going on in Charlotte. I'm going to tell you, you may remember, let me come back here. You may remember that we had Tara Black on the show. Tara Black, an executive in the Charlotte Checkers organization. And we talked about Willie O'Ree in the second part of that interview. So I'll leave that up here for you so you can check that out. But, she just so happened to mention, Tara, that Willie O'Ree loves fanny packs and that there's going to be an 80s night. And the way I heard it is that we might get we might get a fanny pack. I don't think it's going to be like Willie O'Ree themed or anything like that. But yes, we are likely looking at fanny packs for the 80s night, which is April 2nd. So you've got plenty of time, April 2nd, 2022. I certainly am going to try to fit it into my travel plans. So I'm super excited about that. All right. Coming up next on Locked on Kraken, we're going to hear from a few players as we get ready for Chicago tomorrow. Now, listen, I'm not going to do my deep dive into stats, not just yet, but I want you to hear from some players and then we'll break down. I'll let you know what I think about what they had to say. But we're going to start with Turbo Tuesday. In the next segment, though, that's coming up next. Right now, I am here to tell you all about betonline.ag. It's back and better than ever with a new web interface to start off the basketball and football season. It's got more props, more odds, and more lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all basketball and football action this season. And since we love you, we want you to head to the website. And when you use promo code LOCKED ON, you will receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just type in LOCKED ON as the promo code and you will get 50%. That's a welcome bonus on your first deposit, from basketball to football to NHL, of course, and even your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of the amazing offers available for 2021. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. Alrighty, folks. As always, thank you so much for listening to Locked on Kraken. And we're going to keep it cracking here because we're going to hear from Tanev. It's Turbo Tuesday, or at least that's what they tell me on the social meets on social media. So let's hear from Turbo on his very special day.
Chicago, we play tomorrow. We play the Blackhawks tomorrow. It's a big 2 points. We're in front of our home crowd, and we want to get off to the right start. Yeah, just get out there and have a good practice. Prepare yourself mentally and physically for the game that's coming up tomorrow. And if you're out there for morning skate, get your head in the game, feel the puck, communicate with your teammates, and ultimately get ready for the puck drop. No, obviously, we haven't liked our last two results, and obviously and not being where we want to be in points-wise, but at the same time, you come out and you regroup as a team. Your leadership and your coaching staff does a good job to prepare you for the next game, and that's Chicago. So tomorrow we have a big one, and we're all looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Well, a big womp womp on that. That was supposed to be your Turbo Tuesday episode. I've been having some connectivity issues and didn't find out until post-production that we bombed out on the post-Turbo conversation. But I just thought it was really interesting to hear Brandon Tanev. He was basically like, we're going to get after it. We just got to get started early. And, it was short, sweet, to the point. He did talk about hits, and he did talk about getting the Climate Pledge Arena, the entire fan base behind the Seattle Kraken. Obviously, that's something Turbo Tanev, Brandon Tanev, does very well. A very popular player. I think it was actually Ryan S. Clark for The Athletic that wrote about the fandom and the fan base that has followed Brandon Tanev. So Turbo time all the time. Fantastic. I honestly don't remember what I said last night for Turbo Tuesday regarding this, but I get a fresh start. So we're going to close out this episode, which is your Wednesday episode number 1, or you can think of it as Tuesday's episode, whatever your vibe is. But we're going to close out this episode hearing from Mason Appleton. So you may remember that Mason Appleton had an injury. He's been on the IR injury reserve for a little bit, out of the lineup. let's hear from him regarding his first time hitting the ice since that injury. You'll also hear from Dave Haxtell about what his return means in respect to Mason Appleton being able to return to the ice for the Seattle Kraken.
I've been on the ice a couple days. With lower body injury like I had, it takes some time to get back from. You definitely have to take your time off the ice and rehab it the right way. But back on the ice now and kind of ramping that up, and hopefully be back sooner than later. Yeah, I mean that's every athlete's mindset. You want to get back out there as quick as you can. So, if you rush something back, it can definitely hurt you in the long run or the short run. So, just kind of doing my diligence and rehabbing it every day and getting a little stronger to where the point I'm comfortable to get back into game shape.
Yeah, really happy to see him on the ice and doing as much as he did today. That's very good progress. I don't know a timeline, but it's we're getting closer. It was, like I said, it was a real good sign to see him on the ice today and able to do as much as he did. Now, we'll see how everything, how that reacts and where we're at tomorrow morning, and then take the next step from there. Positive sign, but again, I really don't know a timeline.
And so there you have it, folks. Mason talking about his return, and just a few other things, as well as, of course, Dave Haxtell. The big notes that we got from the players, this would have been, again, for Tuesday, but, the players just want to continue focusing on winning puck battles, which we know they have to do. They are going to play a team in Chicago that is struggling, has been struggling, and this is the time to take advantage of that. It's only going to get harder after this. So focusing on the little things, focusing on what they can do is certainly what I want to see. Now, you get to have a little bit of a glimpse into the future because I had some technical issues, but my good man over at the Seattle Times, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to get into this. But Jeff Baker writes, the Kraken have stumbled to a slow start in their first season. Is it reasonable to expect more? If an article could be written for a specific podcast, this one might be it. So my apologies that we've had some technical difficulties. As always, I appreciate you tuning in to Locked On Kraken after tonight. Because you already know this is not actually Tuesday. It's already Wednesday. So after tonight's game against Chicago, I will be coming on air to give you my immediate game recaps. But stick around if you're listening on YouTube, or watching on YouTube, I should say, or listening on your favorite audio platform, because I'm going to give you my traditional breakdown, my game day breakdown. That's going to come up with the second episode of when I don't know. You get what I'm saying. There's going to be 2 episodes sandwiched in for later today. I think I got all the tech issues figured out. Looked like it was a little bit of an internet situation. I can go on a rant. You get a cable, you get the cable, you get the service. This is why I've got to, get my TV together. Anyway, get my TV together with DirecTV Stream. See what I'm saying? No hassle, no devices. I should have done that. Take my own advice. Either way, we're going to do the period by period breakdown. I personally find that really helpful, but let me know in the comments. I'm still going to do the preview show like I usually do it, but let me know in the comments, what do you find most helpful when we do preview shows? What do you want to know about the Seattle Kraken? We know the power play is terrible. I like to talk a lot about defense. I usually get into the goalie head-to-heads, and I like to look at the game notes coming from the team and see what the period-by-period breakdown is, so we can predict either when the Seattle Kraken will outperform or have the potential to outperform their opponent, and when they need to focus because the numbers and the odds, if you will, are not in their favor. So let me, as we say in the depths, the membership group of the Seattle Kraken, hold fast. stay true, and let's go Kraken.